to me. That was like a, what's up, square up, I want to fight. So I was like,
you were in my personal space first, though.
Hey guys, it's your girl Bert Renee
and Bria G,
and we're back to give you guys a story time. And as you probably read from the title by now, this is a story time about the time
I tried to kill my sister. I'm barely alive right now, guys.
Don't play the victim card. You almost died, but did you die?
Brittany.
Before we get into the video, we need you guys to subscribe down below, turn on your post notifications, and hit that like button.
Diddy created the 4.
It's not
If there
Diddy's
was
fault.
if Diddy didn't create the 4, Megan and Javia's situation never would have happened, and thus our argument never would have happened. So really, it's Diddy's fault too.
It ain't Diddy's fault. It ain't Khaled's fault. This is between
Nah, I
me,
never said it
you,
was
Megan
Khaled.
Trainor, and Javia. But anyways, this was like the dumbest argument that turned into our biggest argument that ended up in being a physical altercation.
Yeah.
And the way it started was
A Megan Trainor commercial for her new song No Excuses. We were watching a YouTube video and like the commercial came on and that started everything. I said I love Megan Trainor, and then you said something like, oh, I don't like her because of what she did on the 4.
yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, she's mad biased because of what she did on the 4. So she's like, well, what are you talking about? Like, I love Megan Trainor. Megan Trainor's the greatest ever. Whatever. And I was like, do you know what happened on the 4? And she's like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, yeah, the whole Javia situation where Javia was getting eliminated and Megan Trainor started crying. It was so dumb because... Okay, so if you guys don't know what we're talking about, there's a show called The Four. It's a singing competition, and there was a contestant on there named Javia. She was really good.
She was amazing. She came on the first episode and blew everyone away.
Right, the girl was on fire. And if you know how the 4 is set up, it's pretty hard to hold your seat, and she stayed to like almost the end.
She got eliminated this one time when Megan Trainor started crying, but then she ended up coming back and she stayed to the very end.
Yeah. But anyways, the episode that I was making reference to was where Javia got eliminated, and Megan Trainor broke down crying and was like, oh, I knew I shouldn't have voted to put her in. Talking about the other girl.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have voted to put her to sing against Javia because I know that Javia should win. Da. So my issue was when I was watching the episode, I was kind of just like, wait, isn't she as a judge supposed to kind of be unbiased? Like, we all knew that everybody was rooting for Javia, but it's like, if you're going to be a judge, you have to have an open mind when new contestants come on, especially with a show like The 4, where every single week it's somebody competing to take someone else's spot. So to have a closed mind to kind of say like, oh, you know, like she was supposed to win, I knew she was supposed to win, I shouldn't have even given the girl a chance, I felt like that was biased. So that's what we were talking about.
And I felt like that was just Megan voicing her opinion, and like obviously she shouldn't have done it in that way, but at the end of the day she's still human.
Here's how things started to go downhill. So I'm like, well, she's biased for doing that. When I say biased, I'm making reference to the fact that she's biased against the other competitors, not biased in a racially charged way.
Well, obviously not.
But you took it as race.
But you didn't understand what I was saying. We'll get into that later.
We can get into it now.
I'll keep talking and then I'll explain my side.
Okay, so basically, I'm like, she's biased because you don't have an open mind towards the contestants. But I think she took it to mean biased in terms of biased in a race way. You see why I was confused and didn't think this was going to turn into argument? Because Javia white, Megan Trainor white, Charlie white, the other contestant who took Javia's seat was white. So I'm like, what are we even talking about race? There was no person in this that was of a different race. Like, they was all white.
Exactly.
But
That's the point.
either way, she blurted out, everything is not about race. Black people always making it about race. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! What are you talking about?
Be-
But this was my trigger because she turned it back on me and said something about me being it black, making it a black issue or something. And yup, I'm black as hell. I love being black as hell. I don't care. But what pissed me off is when she said, she basically took herself out the black race and was like, why black people always gotta make it a issue of race? Like, sis, you black too. You realize that, right?
It's because I see this thing all the time. All the time there'll be a situation and like the news is on and I hear people saying, oh, it was because he was black. Yeah, sometimes, definitely. A lot of the time, actually, it is. But when you don't have all the facts, don't make statements like that. And I say this about everything.
Okay, but pause, because you get into a whole political statement. They're all of the same race. I'm not saying that she's biased because Javaya was white and the girl who took her seat was a person of color. I said she was biased because she's not giving all the contestants a fair shot.
I think it's just like our perspectives and the way we see life. Honestly, I think that's what it all boils down to because we see life in different ways.
Moving past that, so she's like, oh, black people make it about race, da-da-da-da-da. So I was like, maybe if you wasn't such a damn Oreo all the time, you wouldn't even, I don't remember.
And that was my trigger.
All I know is I said something about being an Oreo, but
that was my trigger.
Before y'all come at me in the comments section or whatever, or come at her or whatever, because we squashed this, it's not that deep, whatever. I said the Oreo thing because she calls herself an Oreo all the time, did you not?
But it's like the way, yes, okay, let me talk, because you're always cutting me off, okay? Here's what wait, what was I saying? I say it in the way she said it, I say it all the time, but the way she said it had so much, like, negative power behind it. You know what I'm saying? She didn't say it in like a joking way, like how we usually say it. She said it in a way like, you're such a friggin' Oreo. And that cut like really deep for me. It really did. Because now it's no longer about some people we see on the TV that don't really have nothing to do with our lives, right? Or even about black and white or racial issues or nothing. Now it's my personality that's being attacked. You know what I'm saying?
That escalated. She started yelling.
I think also part of the reason that I said that, you know, let me not get into that. That's way too deep. That's going into all my issues. We need to be in therapy or something. I don't know. It's too deep.
So she starts yelling at me, raising her voice, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know who she talking to. She not talking to me. I said something because I remember I turned to her. Yeah, I turned to my mom, and I'm like, okay, everybody needs to calm down. Everybody needs to relax because I don't even understand why this is turning into such a big deal and such a big argument over a show. She starts yelling, and when I'm trying to talk, she's there like, no, forget it. She putting in her earphones, which if you guys watched our sister Q&A is like the thing I don't really like or that annoys me about her is when she starts shutting people out with the earphones and stuff. So
I was doing that because I didn't want to get to that like place, you know?
But she already took me there, so it was too late. It was gonna come. But
whatever.
I was being calm about the situation at first. At first.
Perspective.
Then, so she put the thing in her ear. My mom is like, just leave her, just leave her, just leave her. My mom completely babies her. So I'm like, no, she's not about to yell at me and then put her headphones in and be on some leave her alone. No. So I went over to her and I'm like, I'm speaking to you. You being mad rude right now. You're being mad disrespectful. And you get in your bag, in your feelings, and cutting people off, da-da-da-da. So she starts yelling, I don't want to talk about it. So I'm like, you want to yell, I can yell too. And we're going back and forth yelling at each other. And our mom is standing by the window just looking at us like, what the heck is even going on?
I was trying to walk away and then I turned around and see Brittany behind me. So my natural reaction for whatever reason was to go, Ooh.
So she pushed and wasn't ready for the push back. Like when somebody touches you on your body, don't no matter who it is, that's a physical threat. So she could have went, she could have went, she could have went, it would have triggered me. Mind you, she's technically, like, if we were to stand up right now, she's taller than me.
Yeah.
And like she has more body than me. So that push to her, which is probably like, was like that to me. That was like a, what's up, square up, I wanna fight. So I was like,
you
whoa.
were in my personal space first though.
Alright, but it doesn't matter. I didn't touch you.
But you were in my personal space.
But I didn't touch you.
But what if that was a trigger for me?
Well, that was your trigger. Then you hit my trigger. So everything was trigger and it went boom. But I remember pushing her, like, I think I pushed you again.
You pushed me and then you pushed me again and I fell. And then you started kicking me, dragging it for no reason. It was a push. It wasn't that deep. It wasn't even that hard. Started kicking me. So then while I'm on the floor, I'm like using my foot to try to kick her. But it's failing because she's above me. Obviously, it's failing.
She pushes me. I come back. I push her. She hits the... My mom has like a... armoire? Is that what you call it? Like an armoire in her room by where she was standing. So I push her back with full force and she hits the armoire and kind of like bounces forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
And kind of bounces back to my hand, but...
And then she pushes me again.
Yeah, I took that as like she's coming back to fight and not that
I was just bouncing.
not that I pushed her hard enough that she's bouncing off the armoire. I took it as like I pushed her to get away from me and she come back to fight. You know when you'll be upset, your brain reads things differently.
Wasn't even like that.
So she bounces back towards me. So I push her again with all my force. Now I don't know what happened in the scuffle between, because at that point my mom is screaming like, no, don't do it, stop. And I don't know, when I got pulled off of her, yeah, it got that bad that our mom had to like pull me off of her, like
because she goes blank.
Yeah.
When she's upset, which is why she'd probably be arrested for murder.
And she's like on the floor, and I do remember trying to stomp her out. I don't remember all the bits and pieces in between. Like I'm pretty sure like I made a fist and tried to punch her because my nails was hurting me, and I was just going AWOL. My mom like physically tried to like pick me up, and I was still like pushing back, whatever. And I was pissed. So I'm like, I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you! I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you!
She's crazy. Like, I can't even express. She's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
She's crazy.
Mom is like, you gonna kill her? What's wrong with you? Like, you have issues, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I got issues. I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill her. Every single time you touch me, I'm gonna kill you. Now, okay, we're laughing about it, and people are probably gonna think we're crazy, but after the fact, and you look back at everything and you're not upset no more, you're like, okay, that dragged out, didn't I need to be like that, whatever. She jumps back up and she starts yelling and screaming again. So now the bed is like separating us. Our mom has this huge, big old, bulky bed, and I'm on one side, and she got up from the corner that she was in, so it's like we're on different sides of the bed. I'm like, okay, she wanna fight again. So I try to jump over the bed.
Wanna fight? Bro, what?
Should have taken your L.
So I should have stayed on the floor.
You should have stayed. But if y'all go back to our sister Q&A, you're gonna see how she says that she plays people. Did you not say that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But when I said I play people, I wasn't playing you in that moment. Okay. I was standing up.
You should have laid down. Then I'm still going crazy, and I don't know what she said, but it triggered me again, and I was like, you don't understand that I will kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Long story short, my mom is like, oh, Brittany, you're wrong. Go in your room, lock the door, relax. And I'm like, nah, I'm waiting for her to come around the bed so I can kill her. I'm gonna kill you. You put your hand on me? I ain't never put my hand on you. So now I gotta kill you. Is that not what I said for like 20 minutes?
Our mom was like, kill her? Really, Brittany?
So then my mom is like, I'm still trying to go around the bed, and every time I would move, like, she would go the other way. So I'm like, we going back and forth like a cat and mouse. My mom is like, I'm gonna call the cops on you. So I was like, I don't care. Call the cops. I'm still gonna kill her. But we apologized to each other.
Before anything like got any further, once Brittany calmed down, we were in the room and we was like talking it out.
Yeah. Yeah, we got into physical altercation. I tried to kill her, and I couldn't because my mom was home. So I didn't get to kill her.
That's the only reason. Wow, okay. That's the only reason she didn't kill me.
I think that's a pretty good reason, though.
No. Oh, no.
Well, that brings us to the end of our story time.
Thank God I'm alive.
Yes, she's still here. But that's where we're going to end this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't judge us too hard. Judging is never nice. Yeah, I think I'm going to say it at the end of every video because, woo, we are crazy.
Crazy. Your hands are in front of my face.
Sorry. Bye, guys.
Bye.